Here's my cute little sprouting bin. You can see I have something growing out of there. So I'm going to open up the top. I needed both hands because there we have some alfalfa sprouts, and I took half of them. So just that little handful made that. And what's coming out is the wheat. So that's wheatgrass. It's going to be very good in my smoothie. And all of this is 5 days. And this is what is missing right here. We ate that today. And here is a mix, or no, these are just mung beans. Yeah, mung beans. And it looks like they're almost ready to be refrigerated to stop them from sprouting. And I think what I'm going to put in next, I'm not sure if I want to go ahead and use this, which is a mixed bean, which I just had in there, and it was excellent in our salad. Or I have right here some radish seeds that was in another bin. I've never tried the radish seeds. I hear they're spicy. So here I have some Debbie Meyer pans, and they have something called zeolites in them. They're supposed to keep things fresher longer, and the zeolite, I don't know, it absorbs the ethylene gas that puts off a hormone to things to continue to ripen. So my strawberries and all last longer. Debbie Meyer's, I think it's called. So I decided that I would go ahead and, let's just go ahead and put the mung beans in there. And spread them out. Let's grab it by its hair. And see, there's the rooting system if we were going to turn that into wheat to grow like farmers. So lots of living food there. I'm going to scrunch that grass. And then I'm going to bring the alfalfa sprouts. They are going to go on our burgers with Colby Jack cheese and red onion, sprouts, and avocado. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse these out, and then we'll go ahead and load them up. I'll show you what we'll do. I just want to bring to your attention, right here we have some hulls, and that's all they are. They're not the beans, they're just the hulls, you know, fiber. I'm gonna put this out in my mulch. Okay. And then, but however, when I was rinsing the tray, these are the alfalfa sprouts, and a lot of these are seeds. They're not the hulls. So just as an experiment, I'm going to run all of these seeds through, and some look like they haven't sprouted yet. They're in the beginning. So I was just wondering if alfalfa sprouts need a longer time. I've seen the wheatgrass a whole lot longer, but as you could see, it was coming out the sides, so I had to harvest it sooner. And I've also seen this as a real thick mat too, so being my first time, I'm not unhappy with my results at all, at all. Looks good. Okay, I got it all set up, and just a little tidbit. This is the lid, and it has holes in it, and I put it over top to sort of create the suction so it drips very slowly, keeps the moisture pulled up. They fit really tight together, and has air holes in there. You can see air holes. And then over here is a solid, and this is where water is. And that's how much water I put in, about 1.5 cups. And it drains to the bottom. And the first two I do clean, and then, you know, each time I do it, and then I will use one for a whole day. I put it through 3 times a day whenever I think about it. I was thinking that I had alfalfa sprouts. These are broccoli sprouts, and they are about the same color as these seeds. I had mentioned earlier that I thought they were alfalfa sprouts, and I saw that they weren't the same color. So, since I thought that they were alfalfa sprouts in the first place, I'm going to put alfalfa sprouts for one of my choices. And then I'm going to put loads of wheatgrass and see if I can make one of those really thick wheatgrass. And I'll put that there. So that's, and I want to see the comparison of these broccoli sprouts compared to the ones that I think that did they need more time, or was it just a flop? Some seeds do, and compare it to this one as I do it. I want to give a shout out to the Sprout House where I got all of my seeds today. Okay, ready to get started. First, I just want to talk a little bit about my water. I have a filter system on my sink, and then I take it some steps further and put it through an Instapure to make sure pharmaceuticals and fluoride is out. I guess you might have saw that I have distilled water back here. I use a lot. This is almost empty, and that's a whole nother video. Let's see if I can stack these. So what I did is I went with double the seeds. Those are the alfalfa seeds. I went with triple the seeds that I did for my wheat. And the first time I was so worried about spreading them out because it talks about having them even in the circles. Every time you put water in it, they go everywhere. So, you know, that was a heartache that I was looking at. Don't stress. And so I didn't put a whole lot of the broccoli seeds in. They're not shaking because it's slightly wet. Because I wanted to have about the same amount as I did for what I'm, all right, so what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and throw these in. And that's about the same amount, wouldn't you say? See how it's already dripping? It's a slow drip, so it accumulates and holds up in there. And so that's about how much. I put a cup. And you can see how it accumulates in there, and see how the seeds are going everywhere. That's why I say don't stress. Don't stress at all about the placement, because as they go down, I don't know if you can see how the water's already dripping down. Pop the top back on this and walk away.